This podcast provides our musical reactions, breakdowns, and commentary on the featured song under the principles of fair use. We do not intend to infringe on any copyrights, nor is this content meant to replace listening to the artist's original music. All material shared here is for educational and informational purposes only. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, fair use allows limited use of copyrighted material without permission from the rights holder for purposes such as education, criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. These forms of use are permitted even when they might otherwise be considered infringing. We strongly encourage all listeners to support the artist by streaming their music, visiting their website, purchasing merchandise, and definitely attending a local show. Next on the stage, here's Album on the Rocks.
Friday the 13th in mono. What is that? I recognize it. I just can't quite my finger on it. Yeah, it's missing a track.
All right, well, welcome to Album on the Rocks. I'm Kenny.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Andy.
Right on. Well, tonight we are going to listen to Talking Heads' album Remain in Light. So that's the album we'll be reviewing for you guys on whatever episode this is. We're trying to slowly improve, so we hope every episode is getting better on the ears.
I believe it's episode 3.
Episode 3, man. When we get to 3,000, we'll lock this thing in. For show. Okay, so again, we're doing Talking Heads, Remain in Lights. Guys, if you could sum up this album, we'll get deeper into it, but if you can sum it up in one word or one sentence, what would it be? Andy, what do you got?
I would just say groovy.
Groovy, all right.
Yeah, I can go with groovy. It's for me, it's just soundscape.
I like that too.
Yeah,
Soundscape.
It's a good soundscape.
Nice. Mine's going to be interesting because what you said earlier, but mine is a great headphone album.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where if you sit down with the headphones, you shouldn't be playing with the group. Have the headphones on, get in your own little world. You can really hear all that's going on, and it's not really meant to be played out that way. So,
I agree.
Headphone album, and I think it's been there, but it kind of locks in. Other albums, you're just like, this is an album. I got to sit down, put on the headphones, and just listen.
And remain in light.
Or remain in light. That's right. Cool. Before we get there, let's talk about you guys recently got back on stage and played a show with our friends. It was a tribute show for a friend who got in a bad accident, so it was just to raise money. But nonetheless, you guys got out there and got on the guitar and the bass and entertained us all.
Yeah,
how was that?
It was really for me. It was amazing being on stage again. I was really nervous.
Yeah.
Jam with our friend Brian, who early on when we were becoming musicians was there as a singer for us, and then left, and then we continued on. But it was good. It was a lot of fun. It was music that we don't typically listen to.
Yeah, it was cool to learn four new songs.
Americana, kind of southern stuff that our friend Brian has been getting into the last few years, and he's become a hell of a musician.
Absolutely.
And it was, but it was fun practicing together and doing a show, and for a good reason. His cousin, who had gotten, like you said, into a really bad car accident and had gone through multiple surgeries, almost died. And it was to raise some money and to help him out and show some support. And it was all around a great time, good show, and a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a trip because Brian texted me, and I think Joe also, on Christmas Eve. Hey, we're doing a tribute show, this and that. Let me play like a couple songs.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought was, oh shit, man, like, when is this show? January 3rd. I'm like, what kind of songs you got in mind? Because I don't know if I'll play guitar, but I'll just go and support, you know? So we're going back and forth, and he called me. Hey, man, it's nothing serious. If we can do 4 songs, that'd be great. If it's 2 songs, whatever it is, just I'll send it to him. You can learn them. I'm like, and Joe's in on this? I thought he was going camping or something. Like, no, he's in. I'm like, all right. Yeah, man, let's do it.
Yeah,
Fuck it,
so I was going to be on a camping trip for New Year's with Kenny.
Yeah.
And then the weather was going to be bad, and it was supposed to rain the entire time. So the group of people that were going camping decided, okay, that's not going to happen. But I was originally planning on going camping and then coming back that Saturday and playing the show that night.
Yeah.
And really not having any time
no
to practice. We're talking about Christmas Eve to January 3rd, trying to learn 4 songs.
It was actually, the way it worked out was, I guess, fortuitous, because it rained, work was slow, and you were in town, and we ended up practicing like 4 times.
Yeah.
It's playing the most played guitar I played in like years. I played freaking probably like at least 6 hours a night, trying to develop parts and learn the songs, because they're all new. I didn't know them before.
Yep.
But anyway, going back to the actual show, that day I was just freaking nervous. I was anxious, walking around the house all day, like, is it time? Is it time?
Yeah.
And then we get on stage, and freaking, I thought because we had so much practice, I thought we nailed it.
Yeah.
And
it was fresh.
And when we played 4 songs, and after the 4th one, I'm like, man, it's over. I'm like, dude, I want to keep playing.
Yeah, you guys definitely could tell, like, you got into that
we were,
groove.
we
it's
were
like you
once
guys
that
are
first
like
song,
lost
once the
like,
first song was done, it shook off all the jitters, and I was in it.
Oh man, it was.
And by the last song, man, I was playing my bass, and I was exploring the fretboard. Really, what I hadn't done in practice yet, I was doing live.
Yeah.
And you're right. As soon as it was over, I'm like, oh man, another couple would be great.
The adrenaline was running. I was like, oh man, I can't believe we got to end right now.
I know.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, we might play in March. I'm like, yes. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening with that, but in any case, then life kind of hit after that show, and it's just been hard to play like guitar as much as I was for that time. But no, it was fun. I missed it.
It was a
cool.
good time.
Yeah, and just making music with friends that's a part of it. You know,
I mean, I enjoyed
playing shows is like, that's like the icing on the cake, but just like playing and creating with each other, that's like that was the best part. It always has been.
Very cool. That was definitely a lot of fun, and I mean, I enjoyed it. Good drinks, good times in the crowd, and
it was cool to have my kids there, man, and watch me play, man.
Yeah.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
So
they were loving it. Okay, let's roll on to the next segment here. What have we been listening to since we last met? It has been a little while. We had the holidays to go through, Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all that stuff, and then getting back on track. So, Andy, what do you got? What have you been listening to lately?
Just kind of busy with baseball and listening to this album the last couple weeks, but
Doopsie.
I kind of got back into Joey Cave, the album Bridge, and I think one of my favorite songs there is Non Sequitur. So, if you're going to play a cut right now.
Yeah, let's play a little cut of that. Here we go.
I'm the dark side of your mirror, the downside that's screaming here, and we now are setting suns. We now are damage. We now are setting suns. We now are damage. I can hear the words as they come out.
Joey Cave. So good, man.
I think I took Aurora to go see him play this album when she was like 4 or 5 or something.
Oh, yeah?
At the Knitting Factory.
Nice.
Anyway, that's I haven't listened to that album in a long time, and it kind of came back to me, but yeah, it's a great album.
The Caper.
Yep.
Love The Caper.
I listened to a lot of Slayer today too, because it's 213. But other than that,
Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
213.
What about you, Joe? What do you got?
So literally this last week, I was on the TikTok, and this duo out of Quebec called, I'm going to butcher this pronunciation because it's in French, but it's Angine de Poitrine, which translates to chest pain. And it's pretty cool. They're a jam band. It's a drummer and a guitar player. The guitar player has one of those dual head guitars where the top is a 6-string electric guitar and the bottom's a bass.
Oh.
So it's all built on loops. So the drummer's going and they create these really sick grooves, and the guitar player will literally loop a guitar lick and then switch to the bass and kind of vamp on the bass over it. But then he'll loop the bass vamp and then go back to the electric guitar and then vamp on the electric guitar over the bass.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
And they're pretty much brand new. I think they had an album, like an EP release. It's like a 9-song LP, I think, that released last year. And then they have some new stuff coming out now. So, I mean, a total of like 8 songs. So they're that new.
Wow.
And they have this really cool stage gimmick where they're dressed up like these crazy characters with polka dots, and they've painted themselves. And it just kind of grabbed my attention, and I kind of went down and listened to everything, and it's really cool and different, and it's all instrumental, but just the way this guitar player loops the between the bass and the electric, and then the drum, and the drummer's a hell of a drummer, just like really cool jazzy kind of drumming. It's pretty unique.
Nice.
And we literally could play anything, but one of the newer releases was that Mata Ziklik.
Which
I don't know what that means, but it's cool.
It's interesting if you look at the cover, I guess you want to call it, whatever, for that single. It's got the old Excite
Bike, yeah.
So
nice.
I don't know.
But
So when
it's their characters on the Excite Bike.
That's pretty cool.
But if you pronounce the name, it almost sounds like it's saying Excite Bike.
Excite Bike, yeah. It's a really cool
What does
overall
that-
experience. But yeah, if you listen to the music and understand what the guitar player is doing and how it builds, and then they start getting into a groove, it's really fucking cool. And there's some
Nice.
live footage of them playing, and it's really rad.
Awesome. Well, let's check this out. Excite Bike started.
So now that's looped, and the guitar is now playing over that loop.
There you go.
Oh, crazy. Kind of a fitting theme for the album we're getting to tonight.
So now the guitar's looping, and he's back on the bass.
Nice. It's different. Very grooving.
Yeah, kind of reminds me a little bit of Primacy, kind of circusy,
Yeah.
you know.
It's cool, man. I like it.
Yeah, give them a listen.
Yeah.
All their tracks are kind of built like that, where they, like I said, the loops get created and no vocals. They do have like a vocal thing where they make like these sounds, basically using like a effects pedal through some vocal stuff, but it's like almost like alien sounding. It's bitchin'.
Nice.
Cool.
They're
It's
from
fun.
Canada?
Yeah, they're from Quebec.
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 All right, eh? What
Right
about
on.
you, Ken?
Well, ironically, should start this off differently. It's funny that we're doing Talking Heads because I've been listening to a lot of this band Deluxe. I like a lot, and they just came out with a new album, and you can tell their influences are definitely Talking Heads. It's in the music. So I listened to the new album, but after the album was done, it just started playing me feeds of bands, and everything was like really kind of funky. So I kind of got into this like little funky music rabbit hole of stuff, and there'd be certain songs come on, I'm like, oh yeah, I like this song, and every time I look down, it was like the same band. It's the same band, and they're called Flamingo Pier. So the song I'm going to play is called Boogie Meltdown, and these guys are from New Zealand. So it's called Boogie Meltdown, the song. Flamingo Pier.
Flaming Pier. It's cool,
Right?
This guy's just groove, man.
Is there vocals in this or no?
This particular song is instrumental, but they do have vocals. It's very limited. It's almost call them instrumental, but they throw some stuff in there.
Bitchin', dude.
It's just groovy, funky. Yeah, they're just on it. Yeah. I mean, I went a deep rabbit hole on some funk here, man. Yeah, I got a fun playlist for that.
Yeah, it's fun.
These different
It's
like
fun,
bands,
yeah.
just
Nice.
fun stuff. So cool. So it's always good to check in on music and see what we've been listening to and share it around and all that fun stuff. But let's get into the good stuff here. Talking Heads, Remain in Light. It's their fourth studio album. It's came out in 1980, and from reading up on the discography and stuff, it basically is their fourth album in 4 years, and it's their third album with the producer Brian Eno, who kind of introduces them kind of a little bit more to that funk and that the Afro beat, stuff like that. And after putting out these 4 albums in 4 years, they kind of go on a little bit of a hiatus, and they don't come out for another album for 3 years, which is then in Speaking in Tongues. But nonetheless, a lot of people, what I read, can figure this to be like their masterpiece album, and kind of hit that
It almost
peak.
didn't get made because I think the bass player and drummer, the couple, they kind of wanted to split from David Byrne because they just felt like they were tired of being like.
Yeah, they felt like they were good, like the backing band for David Byrne at that point,
Yeah.
and they were like, like you said, they took this kind of unofficial hiatus after touring forever in the first
Yeah.
albums, and they were contemplating on ending it, and it's not really written down anywhere or in the history where it was discussed necessarily with David, but when he was working with Brian Eno, they actually wrote an album together. And then, like you said, Brian Eno had started introducing this African music, Afrobeat music, and Eno at the time also had been working with David Bowie and a few other people, and he was trying to promote this kind of new way of doing this music with no chord changes. It's all groove based, and when he worked with David on that, he then brought it to the band and said, "Hey guys, let's do a different approach to this, where instead of going into a studio with songs written, let's just do it there in the studio."
Yeah.
And this whole album came about from jam sessions between the Bahamas location and Philippines.
Yeah.
And they went into it with no preconceived music at all.
Yeah, it's very much.
I think David Byrne. I mean, I'm probably paraphrasing here, but he said basically we decided to let go of the egos and just work together collaboratively. And I guess all these jam sessions, they would just pull out pieces that they liked and basically sampled a lot of it.
And a lot of it's heavy looping, to the point where they're pushing the machine to the boundary on it. I think one of those things I read, that they built it like a machine, right? They treated the studio like an instrument, which was radical in the 1980s, with the amount of just cutting and looping and layering and and compressing it all. They were breaking the analog stuff. They couldn't fit a lot of the things on there, but they were.
It was a true collaborative effort for the whole band, and I think whatever misgivings they had about feeling like a backing band to Dave, they got squashed immediately through this album. And obviously, we know they went on after this to do more work in more of a traditional way, but this being their most iconic album, and like it's on the list of greatest albums and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, Once in a Lifetime coming out of this album being probably their most popular song. I would.
Well, I think Breaking Down the House
Yeah,
actually topped some charts on it. But
Burning Down the House. Yeah.
Burning Down the House, yeah.
I mean, obviously they've got very good, iconic songs.
Yeah.
But Once in a Lifetime came out of this.
Yeah.
And as a group effort, it's pretty cool.
It is considered their magnum opus.
Yeah.
That's it.
Their Sergeant Pepper, so to speak.
Yep.
You know, one video I watched, they talked about greatest albums of all time and really musical, like changing albums of all time that changed music is the whole studio aspect.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just producers and engineers behind
Yeah.
a board watching musicians record. It was literally, like Kenny just mentioned, the recording, the board was another instrument.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, and if you go through the personnel on this album, like through Wikipedia, Robert Palmer is on there
Yep.
doing percussion,
Yep.
as well as some other bigger names.
Well, I was just
that all
reading-
contributed. Yeah.
Just reading that, they had so many different people come in. There's so many different layers that when they did this tour, they had to bring 9 people on the tour to fill the
To
whole
recreate
stage
it, yeah.
and recreate what they had done with it. And back to Loops, interesting, back to the bass player, that many of the tracks started with Tina's hypnotic bass lines, and then they would just sit there and just kind of
And
loop
you
it
can
over.
tell when you listen to these tracks, it's again another theme of our podcast tend to be bass heavy, but it's a driving force. And when you listen to these tracks, it's obvious.
And the way they play on each other. Obviously, they're married, but
Yeah.
they play really well together.
Yeah, that
And
has to
then bass
help,
and
right?
drums in general is a marriage.
Yeah. But this album's interesting because there's no chord progression.
Yeah.
It could be just in one key the whole time. It just grooves and layers and loops and funk and groove and African beats and polyrhythms, and it's actually a pretty complicated album. But at the same time, it's almost simple.
Yeah, and like going back to the whole headphone aspect, it's one of
Yeah.
those records where, I mean, you listen to it 100 times and it's 100 different listening experiences. Because
Absolutely.
Yeah, you
you
start
can
picking
train
up
your
different
brain
things.
to focus on certain things as
Oh,
you're
yeah,
listening to
for
music.
sure.
You're going to hear it a different way every time because there's so many layers and so many things going on in a relatively simple way, which is ironic because you're
Yeah.
right. It's not very complicated musically wise as far as choruses and bridges and middle eighths and chord progressions and key changes and modulations. None of that's really there.
Nope.
But it's still super complicated in a way based on these layers and with the vocals being very chanty and group orientated and there's even some spoken word stuff in there at some points, and the lyrics were kind of written avant-garde style where it wasn't really meant to be any specific talking point or theme. It was just more like whatever kind of came to his brain at that point through the music. It's almost a second instrument. It's pretty cool.
And I think too, the title "Remain in Light," they were going against rap was coming out. I guess the punk era, just a lot of things were changing from what they were doing, and it's almost like they wanted to remain relevant in the scene. So let's remain in light and do something like this.
Yeah, and then like the album cover, which actually had had an original rendition with like these planes flying over like this cavern, but they ended up with the ones with the faces and their faces all blurred out.
Yeah.
It's like letting go of the ego thing. It's like it's not us. It's not us individual. It's us as a group.
Yeah, just stay pure, remain in light.
Yeah.
Well, when they
No
had,
hidden agendas or anything.
I read about that album cover, it was kind of a breakthrough because it was the first time using digital stuff from MIT to cover up the pixels and stuff that hadn't been used. So again, it's 1980. Like obviously we look at that's paint.
It's nothing now. We can do that on a phone.
Yeah.
ChatGPT would make it a lot better.
Yeah, right. But so a thing I read about the album and the theme was interesting. It's awareness, information overload, modern anxiety, identity in a technological age. Very 1980. Very 2026. So it's just that's just the changes that were happening then, happen now.
I just like the theme too. Is like a lot of Mother Nature call, like water.
Very spiritual.
Just like
yeah.
water, the earth is always going to keep moving.
Yeah, it's not going to stop.
What are the humans doing, right?
Yeah.
'Cause- And in the end, we're just a little blip on this little freaking tiny time and space continuum, whatever you want to call it. But the earth will keep moving. The earth is not going to go anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. I definitely thought this is a 2-part album, and ironically, I was just looking at side A, side B, and so after track 3 is when you would flip to side 2, and Once in a Lifetime starts off side B on it. But really, once you get kind of past Once in a Lifetime, to me it changes. It's kind of like
almost Tool-ish
vibe.
It really does. Yeah.
Well, when it goes to side, I mean, fire up the bowls when this thing starts, but when you hit side 2, I mean, it's time to pack it even fatter. I mean, it's I mean, let's be honest. It's
It feel like it builds in its trippiness.
Yeah.
And,
man.
I mean, obviously the Overlord at the end is like really crazy, but and we'll get there. But you're right. It builds it within itself somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Once in a Lifetime, it kind of brings itself down in this way. So, which is awesome. I'm sure the band meant to do that and take it in a certain direction and,
because
and go their way.
Within building the record song by song, then they got to build the record itself, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know in what relation these things were created and what order they decided to put them in afterwards. Like, was Once in a Lifetime written first? Was it written second? Like, I don't know how any of that worked.
Yeah.
But they did make a conscious effort to build this record track by track at some point.
Yeah.
And I think that's equally a part of how well this record was done.
I think the overload at the end just sums it all up. It literally is an overload
of information
sound.
and things and sound, and that song's just very not much happening with it.
No, but it's
right?
breathing. It's just like it's almost anxiety driven. It's crazy.
When it first starts out, you're almost just like, okay, and then as it keeps going, you're just like, wow. And I just kept finding myself, wow.
The when I first listened to the album, same thing. I think I like listened to it like at work, and then I kind of listened to the backyard on a speaker, and you kind of get to those last songs, and I was kind of like, I don't really know about all this, but I was like, you know what, I need to listen to this in some headphones. Like, I need to sit down by myself, just headphones and the music, and let it go through. It's like, okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're in it. So that's where the whole headphone description came to be for me. But yeah, we'll get into each song at a time. Definitely, I hear heavy influences of not only bands that they're influenced by, but also bands that then get influenced by Talking Heads.
100%, especially this album.
Yeah, you can hear where other bands, future bands, picked from this, and you can also hear where they picked from past bands as well. And as we get into particular songs, we can kind of point out what we hear and what we see and that. Yep. So, but album came out. So, ironically, the last one we did was Vapors, and that came out in November of 1980. This one came out in October of 1980. So they kind of came out right at the same time. The Vapors on the other side of the pond there. A little bit different vibe, but I did read that David Byrne was born in Scotland.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, saw that. But then they all met at Rhode Island Design School or something like that, and they moved to New York. And
it's actually where they recorded it in Nassau. They were recording right next to AC/DC, recording Back in Black.
Interesting fact.
That's crazy.
There you go. It's so funny that they go down to
the Bahamas.
Let's just be relaxed and do it.
Another topic. Back in Black is actually considered like one of the best recorded albums of all time.
What kind of studios you got down there?
I don't disagree.
Yeah. Yeah, might want to throw that one on here. Okay. Let's dive into this thing. The Talking Heads. Remain in Light. Okay, so 1980, it's 8 songs, 40 minutes and 3 seconds. It starts off with Born Under Punches. The Heat Goes On.
Hit it. Groovy.
Take a look
read that he started a lot of the lyrics on the 3 beat rather than like the 1 or 2 to kind of like get that extra polyrhythm feel in there.
All in the punches. I'm so thin. All I want is to breathe. I'm too thin. I want you to breathe with me. Find a little space so we move in between.
Gonna get lost in the headphones on this one. This album.
Oh man, it really is beautiful.
We see how the conversation's going. This one, we might zone out quite a few times. Sorry, guys.
Don't you miss it? Some of you people just about missed it. Last time to make plans. I'm a tumbler.
He's tumbling.
Government man. Never seen anything like that before. Falling bodies tumble across the floor. But I'm a tumbler. When you get to where you wanna be. Thank you, thank you. When you get to where you wanna be. Don't even mention it. Oh, take a look at these hands. They're passing in between us. Take a look at these hands. Take a look at these hands. I don't have to mention it. No thanks. I'm a government man.
These are the quietest we've been on a song. But it's a listening album.
There's the studio.
Yep.
You really have to put yourself in 1980 right now and understand that what they're doing is nuts.
It's groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And it's not using a computer to slice and cut. You got to take the actual reels and cut them and slice them and put them on top of each other and whatnot.
Those backgrounds. It's like haunting.
I hear the bass.
Yeah, little kind of slaps in there.
I'm a tumbler.
A lot of guest background vocalists in this too. It's almost like a relief for them, you know, just breathe and just don't worry about anything. Just
Well, just imagine how, Talking Heads at this point were a big band already.
Yeah.
People knew who they were.
It's their fourth album.
It's their fourth album. They had done it a certain way for so long that, like you said, the bass player and drummer are thinking this. They're kind of getting tired of the same old, regardless of the fame and whatever. And then lo and behold, they come together and go, you know what? Fine, let's all collaborate on something and do it in the studio.
Yeah.
And bring in some of these influences and see what happens, man.
Yeah,
it's probably a lot of fun too for them too.
Exactly. Kind of refreshing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's something experimental.
They're not worried about the pressure at this point. They've got the means, they got the time,
Yep.
and like that freedom in the studio to experiment and expand themselves as musicians.
Yeah.
What can we push ourselves to do and create? Because this is at the time, no one's doing this. Like it's almost like this could go one of two ways. This could be complete shit or be what it ends up being. It's an iconic record.
Absolutely. I mean, this album did create some tension with the band, though, too, because again, Tina and Chuck is the bass player or drummer. I forget. I got it here somewhere. Chris, the husband and wife duo, is they felt that David Byrne and Brian Eno were the ones like putting it all together and just like like put your stuff in here. But nonetheless, I mean, she's given the bass lines and setting the foundations for all that. Okay, so that was Born Under Punches. Let's roll right into Cross-Eyed and Painless, unless you guys have anything to say about past song or going into the next one.
No, I think I'm good.
This one I like.
Just keep it rolling.
Yeah, I like this one.
This is one of my top ones.
I was gonna say I like this one a lot on here.
Groovy.
That bass.
Yep. And it's funny because they all have similarities, these tracks, because of obviously the way they went about it, but still different.
They're all different.
It's crazy. Like same but different.
Same but different.
And you can kind of see also where Once in a Lifetime fits into this.
Yep.
It's a good break, actually.
Yeah. Because it's obviously a little bit easier to listen to and everyone knows it so well, but it fits with these songs.
Yeah, it's not like you have that one hit wonder. We were talking about the Vapors, how Turning Japanese didn't really fit in. Like Once in a Lifetime fits in with it. I mean, I'm sure the studio was like, guys, come on, we need a little something on the ears for the radio. It's got like a little Motown thing back there, like old James Brown guitars in the background. Is that a guy from King Crimson played some guitar on this album?
Adrian Belew.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Adrian Belew.
I want to talk about him in
Nona Hendrix vocal work on there.
Yeah, saw that.
I think a lot of new effects came out too that they ran the guitars through.
Yeah, you get into the 80s and the heavy synthesizers and just
like
the
reverb,
technology
new
and
reverb
stuff.
pedal or modulators and machines and all that stuff.
Yep. It's a good lead into the 80s and the technology that kind of came through at that time.
Trippy, dude.
This was this song was their second video that they ever made.
It's like the taste of medicine, working by hindsight. Got the message from the oxygen. I'm making a list. Find a course of opportunity.
Groovy.
Indeed.
All right. Cross-eyed and painless. Next is The Great Curve.
I think this is my favorite song.
This one has...
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think this is like, I just feel like, you know, Mother Earth, like, like I mentioned before, just like Earth is gonna keep going, and all this other bullshit that's happening, like Earth is gonna freaking keep going, and the woman is the Earth, she's gonna freaking shake her hips, and we're freaking gone.
yeah.
Like we can't control
It's
it.
always moved on.
But
Always
we'll get into it. But
I can say you want to get in. You're going to talk about
yeah,
Adrian Bellows guitars.
yeah.
Yeah, he's heavy on the guitars in this one. The guy from King Crimson.
From King Crimson, yeah. Adrian Bellew.
Sometimes the world has a load of questions. Seems like the world knows nothing at all. The world is near, but it's out of reach. Some people touch it, but they can't hold on.
The vocals in this are insane.
Oh, man.
The layering.
So good.
Yeah, with the
It's like
backing
a
vocals.
droning-
Yeah.
It breathes.
Yeah, and they're good like backup vocals that like fit right in between
Yeah.
what he's saying.
Yeah, those backgrounds. Oh man.
Yeah,
It makes
if you're trying to read the lyrics while it's playing, you're trying to
Yeah.
read
Yeah,
like three
you
things
can't-
at
you
once.
can't,
Yeah.
But if you read what they're saying in the backgrounds, it's its own sentence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
the
it's
night,
so
the
good.
night's gonna fall.
Yeah.
Darker, darker. Freaking badass.
It kind of has this rushed kind of vibe, and it goes back to like that anxiety, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a little stressful.
Like if you're in New York City and you're just like go,
Yeah.
go, go, got to
It's
get
like
through
it's
life,
like
got to
heart-
do
it's like a
things.
fast heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know?
So good. All right, so this is Adrian Bellew,
Nice.
and I think I talked to you about this, Kenny. It reminds me a lot of Primus influence in this, and I know Larry Lalonde was a huge
Opposite, Primus is influence.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah,
meant.
yeah,
Sorry.
gotcha.
So Larry Lalonde, the guitar player for Primus, was a huge influence of Adrian Bellew from King Crimson. And a lot of the guitar stuff he's doing here, I have to believe that in the albums that Primus has done, especially Pork Soda,
Yeah.
was using these effects right here.
Larry's
like
pulling
this
from
is
it. Yeah.
100%.
like all that shit right there. Like
Oh yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a pork soda.
yeah. And this song builds too, man, and there's no changes. It's crazy.
There's a little Oingo Boingo, little Danny Elfman back with the horns.
Yep.
World moves and it swivels and whoops. World moves on a woman's hips. World moves and it bounces and hops.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. The vocals together and the backings and everything.
And the backgrounds are back. Oh man.
It's so good, man.
I don't know. I think you got me convinced. This might be my favorite.
No, I love this song.
Just three different vocal parts going on at once. Again, back to like headphones.
But
Like,
they don't conflict with each other.
No,
They're-
perfectly
it's
matched.
it's all there together.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's not too much.
And it's all like rhythmic too, you know?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Group chants with harmony.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, just how do you, I wish I could have been a fly on the wall in this studio.
Sorry, guys, we all just got lost in the music there.
And it's funny because, Brian Eno was working with David Bowie, too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some of that in there, Like when Steve Ray Vaughan comes in on it just has that 80s guitar,
Just comes in ripping.
Yeah, Brian Eno worked with Devo. He was a producer
Yeah,
on
he was,
with
yeah.
Devo.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow.
Larry Lalonde right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was side A, right?
Yeah, so technically that's the
Yeah, it's
end.
crazy because it's only like
side
16
A.
minutes of song of 3 tracks, and then the second half is 23 minutes. It's like,
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy.
Okay. I mean, that's what it says on the Googleizer here.
This next block, Once in a Lifetime to Houses in Motion, man.
Yeah, it's a good- that's
what
a good
great
combo.
2-song combo.
Oh, and it's like they're almost like it's the whole album is all connected,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's a great segue into.
Well, then that's when it fades into the last 3 songs, where it's again, when we get there,
Pack them up, right, Ken?
load up the bingus. I mean, let's let it go. So next is Once in a Lifetime. So this is the big hit song that came off of this album. So, anything you guys want to say about this song before we get into it?
So I'll go back to the Wayback Machine. So I don't know if anyone else remembers, but there was this Columbia House thing you could do back in the day where it was like
Oh yeah, you
catalog
order
of
CDs.
catalog of
Yeah.
CDs, and you
It comes
buy
on the
10,
TV and it says
yeah.
like, "Yeah, I get this."
Well, my dad let me. I think I was probably 13 or 14 years old at the time, but I was able to. My dad's like, "Yeah, sure, we'll pick up some CDs and see what you want." And I got this album because of Once in a Lifetime,
Gotcha.
and because I love that song, and I was like, "I'm gonna get that album."
Yeah.
And of course, I didn't really appreciate it like I do now as a youngster, but yeah, it was one of the first CDs I ever purchased. Was this?
Well,
record.
that's what was kind of great about music back in the day, right? Was like, how did you get an album? Well, you liked a song.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what you have to do? You had to go buy the whole album and
Exactly.
listen to it. Where now you can just listen to that one
Stream it,
song,
yeah.
save it, and it gets saved in your playlist of stuff, and you never hear the rest of the music there. So it's kind of disappointment.
Yeah, because
for
I mean,
this era.
how else would you have listened to it? Because the radio's not going to play every track on the
single
record.
track,
They're
yeah.
going to play the ones that appeal to the masses, and that makes sense. That's fine.
Yep.
But the only way you're going to hear the rest of this album, you've heard Once in a Lifetime a million times. It's one of their biggest hits, and then
Yeah.
you listen to the album that it's on, you realize, wow, it's a part of a family.
Yeah, it's part.
Yeah,
it's part of a whole picture.
Well, and again, we've talked about this before, and I think we'll just
This is why we're doing this.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this, and
Hello?
we'll beat the hell out of this all day because that's the point. Is that like these guys are writing albums, right? Like, yeah, they put in they got that one hit song in there, but like albums, and there's a reason behind all the songs, and to make it a great album, to be able to be put on the rocks, right? It's
This is a great pick, by the way.
Yeah,
Solid,
yeah. This I want to thank Kenny for that because we were toying around with a couple other ideas, which may or may not eventually become an episode. But at one point we were camping, and
Yeah.
Kenny and I were talking. It's like, let's do a Talking Heads album. We were going to do Little Creatures,
Yeah.
And I listened to it, and I'm like, okay, it's good.
Creatures of Love.
Oh, was that what it is?
That's the name of the album.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. I got that wrong. But then it brought me back to me buying this album.
Yeah.
And one of the first albums I ever heard, and I listened to that instead on a drive from work, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, let's put this one on.
This is the one.
And it turns out, I mean, this is their freaking. This is. I love this saying, the magnum opus.
I know. I guess I read that too. I'm like, what does that mean? You look at it, it's like masterpiece.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize that until I started diving into the history in preparation for the podcast.
That they say that this is
a revelation. I didn't even realize. I just liked it so much.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason.
There's a reason why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay. 34 million listens on this streaming device. And that first one actually has 34 million, so that's interesting.
And that was me in the last 2
400,
weeks.
400 punches. 400 punches, just equal amount. So, okay. Once in a Lifetime.
Side B.
Great music video, too. Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Boom.
I love the drum.
He's like a preacher talking to his choir.
And you may find yourself living in a shotgun shack. And you may find yourself in another part of the world. And you may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile. And you may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife.
There's that cymbal crash on the second unit.
How did I get here?
Again, just Mother Nature just moves on.
Yeah,
and
it's once in a lifetime. You get to live once, right?
Yeah.
It's once in a lifetime movement.
It's like existential crisis, realizing that it doesn't matter.
And it doesn't matter where you're at in the world.
Where is that love?
This is where you are.
And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife. Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. After the blood is gone, once in a lifetime, water flowing underground. Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was, man.
Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
The vocals are an instrument.
Yeah,
It's almost like a
absolutely.
percussion.
Mhm.
It's like almost like a triplet feel there with like a. Oh man.
I like that tom hit. So good.
You may ask yourself, what is that beautiful house? You may ask yourself, where does that highway go to? And you may ask yourself, am I right? Am I wrong? And you may say to yourself, my God, what have I done? Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again, into the silent water, under the rocks and stones. There is water underground. Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by.
How do you write this shit?
Yeah, right. But one thing that comes to mind with this song is for me that hits me is Wu Wei, right? Like flow, going with the flow of water. Life is the flow of water. That's all it is. You're just flowing down the stream of life. Life streams like the river in the water. It's just
Same as it ever was.
same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
ever was.
And then a good segue to this
There's
next
never
one.
a bad time to listen to that song.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a good
that's
song.
a good one. Really good one. Okay, into the house and
It's
motion.
12 cents for a CD or something, right? But you had to buy like 12 of them or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, if you weren't careful, like, they would have got you.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, you got like 20 CDs. Like,
Yeah.
shit, I forgot to cancel that.
Was in the right place. I knew I'd be able to do these things.
I hear Jim Morrison.
Oh, Morrison, yeah,
Right
this is
there.
like that spoken word part
Yeah.
where it's like,
Mhm.
what's that one Doors spoken word thing?
American Poet,
Yeah,
which he did his own poetry over through vocals, and then the band after he died took his
that's right.
poetry and just added music to it. But
Great segue from the last song, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the same theme.
A lot of call and response
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Never get to say much. Never get to talk. Tell us a little bit, but not too much. Right about then, it's where she give up. She has closed her eyes. She has give up hope.
Groovy.
yeah, and again, it's starting to roll into that next half of the album. You know what I mean?
What was the trumpeter's name? Do you have the notes on there?
I don't have the notes on that. No.
He was a world-renowned trumpetist, too. John Hassel. Trumpets and the horns. You know, the lyrics are just, yeah, it's like another instrument.
Yeah, it just really is. It might as well be a saxophone, you know, or
It's like jazz scatting, kind of. Kind of like Shaft, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
it's considered like a stream of consciousness, kind of like free write.
Yeah.
You know.
I was saying, this album must have been so fun to record.
Oh yeah.
At least I hope it was. It sounds like it was.
Sure does.
And you know that his vocals were inspired by the music, because that had to come first.
Yeah.
In this recording process.
Yep.
It was like, we're gonna jam, see what comes of it, take what we like, and build on it, and then the music and the lyrics just come out of that through his brain and just flow with it. It's
Just go with it, flow with it, be, you know, roll with the water in motion, and, you know, same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. We might have to take a little break and, you know, fire it up for these next ones. You know what I mean? And we're back. Okay, so rolling into the final 3 songs of Talking Heads, Remain in Light. We have Seen and Not Seen, and then we have Listening Wind, ending with The Overload. So if we haven't said it already, before you get to these 3 songs, take a little pause, pack a little bowl, fire it up, maybe make a little extra big one. You know what I mean?
Sit back and relax and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, because we're going. So here we go. Seen and Not Seen. The song very much has to do with 80s and coming into a like cosmetic era
He would see faces in movies,
and changing your
in magazines,
ways.
and in books. He thought that some of these faces might be right for him.
Image.
Yeah, imagery. That's right.
By keeping an ideal facial structure fixed in his mind, or somewhere in the back of his mind, that he might, by force of will, cause his face to approach those of his ideal.
Shaker.
Yeah, shakers. Yeah. So what's interesting is he's talking about not necessarily like even yourself, like maybe taking on cosmetic surgery, but it's really like if I take on this mindset, I'm going to change into this person. I'm going to proceed to become that person
Yeah.
based off of television and magazines.
Other
and-
people, what they look like.
and,
What is
yeah.
the ideal person?
What's the ideal person look like? How am I supposed to look?
Anxiety.
Gotta like be that.
He imagined that this was an ability he shared with most other people. They had also molded their faces according to some ideal. Maybe they imagined a new face would better suit their personality. Or maybe they imagined that their personality
It's better just to remain in light.
Remain in light.
new appearance. This is why first impressions are often correct. Although some people might have made mistakes, they may have arrived in an appearance that bears no relationship to them. They may have picked an ideal appearance based on some childish whim or momentary impulse. Some may have gotten halfway there.
I think we've all made
Changed their mind.
childish impulse moves in our lives to slightly change our image and our ways. And later on, you're kind of like,
He wonders if he too might have made a
Claps.
similar mistake.
It's the shortest song on the album. So this next one is definitely one of my favorites. Listening Wind.
Yeah.
yeah,
it's
take
good.
me a second really to kind of read
This
the
one is like-
lyrics.
The,
and
lyric,
make it
the
kinda
lyrics
happen.
actually kind of like make this
drive
song
it. Yeah.
a lot better.
Once I listen to the lyrics, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I see what's going
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
It's very Africa-ish.
Very jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It builds. That's why I like it. It just builds and
I
builds.
think that character's name is Mojik.
Yeah,
Mojik.
Mojik.
Yeah, it's very indigenous and the kind of rich white man kind of coming in and to their village and changing things that they don't really want to be changed, but
Got a little bass power chord in there that like goes for like a minor bend. It's like.
Mosh sees his village from a nearby hill. Mosh thinks of days before Americans came.
very staccato, but then it goes into this.
Holds the package in his quivering hands. The Moshik sends the package to the American man. Softly, he glides along the streets and alleys. Up comes the wind that makes them run for cover. He feels the time is surely now or never.
But then the wind comes, right?
Yeah, exactly. See,
It's kind of like
So
this,
good, dude.
back to like nature and earth,
Yeah.
and the wind's kind of
Flow.
guiding him, taking you like. It's not like he's not lost in the hustle bustle of these things. Like what's the wind telling him to do?
The wind in my heart comes to drive them away. Drive them away.
it's not enough like jungle sounding, but like now I'm like at the ocean, almost. I'm at the shore.
Maybe you see the ships
It's
coming.
nature. It's like representative. Where the wind blows is everywhere,
Yeah.
right? Wind blows in Antarctica, it blows in the tropics, and it blows in the desert.
Yeah. I mean, so maybe again,
blows
you
everywhere.
mentioned Americans. Maybe he's talking about ships coming
Yeah.
to shore, and taking slaves.
The wind of my heart.
He's hoping to drive them away.
Drive them away.
He hopes the wind blows them away.
In the marketplace,
Obviously, Mojik does not want them there.
Mujik does not want them there.
devices through
Devices, marketplace, and that becomes back to like material,
Yeah.
right? This naturalistic forest nature, and then you've got this human element to it, the capitalism,
Yeah.
you know.
Like you need these things.
Yeah, it blows through all of it. The wind is there for all of it.
from far away.
It comes from far away.
Waits for news in a quiet place. He feels the presence of the wind around him. He feels the power of the past behind him. He has the knowledge of the wind to guide him on. The wind in my heart. The wind in my heart. Dust in my head. Dust in my head.
The dust in his head, the
for him,
old ways.
Wind in my heart. Drive them away. Drive them away.
It's almost like you have these modern things, and I see what you have, and they build stuff up, but it's. I don't know if I necessarily need those things. I just keep. This is the way our way of life, and this is the way we like things.
Ironically,
Things
you're
come.
not listening to any of this without contraptions. Right?
Yeah,
All
you
right.
can.
And mechanical things.
That's
that
it,
we-
yeah.
and
Absolutely.
the electricity to power
The power it all.
to power this so we can hear it, to recognize nature almost. It's like you could sit out in the wind and hear this song without hearing it now.
Final song, The Overload.
It's a good button. Good period at the end of this record.
Yeah. Very drony.
Oh, this is the drums with the rim hits.
All reverb.
Mm-hmm.
This song could not be anywhere else on this record. It
Yeah,
has
it has
to be at the end.
Yeah.
Gentle collapsing, the removal of the insides. I'm touched by your pleas.
snare too. So he goes from the rim to the.
Mm-hmm.
Little Danny Carey kind of.
Yeah, this is very. This whole album in general to me is kind of Toolish.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess Tool is kind of Talking Headish. but
Talking Headish, yeah.
Very drony and just like spiritual, like push the envelopes of what you think is real.
Agree with that.
Frequent returning and leaving unnoticed, a condition of mercy, a change in the weather of you.
Change in the weather. We just heard about the wind, and then the wind stops. Things become stagnant.
They question how the future lies in someone's eyes.
They change
Great
how the
lyrics.
future lies in someone's
Someone
eyes.
dies.
It's like Mother Earth has been wiped clean of the humans.
They.
But then again, the Earth keeps spinning whether there's robots or not.
Or it's the other way around. They change the I, so they're telling you how to dress and live, and they're pulling us away from nature
Exactly.
and become this more materialistic
Yeah.
thing. It's the overload of
Information.
information.
They're changing the way you're supposed to perceive the future,
Yeah. And how you should
dictating how you're supposed
dress
to think.
and look
Exactly.
and all those things instead of just be natural.
Conformity.
The overload.
This is a very deep album.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It just came from a stream of consciousness. Create the music, and then create the vibe
Yeah.
Yeah.
in real time.
Yeah. The gentle collapsing.
Because you don't know what's even happening until it's too late.
Yeah, I think it's fitting that the album just rolls and ends without us talking and listening. Just-
So, by the way, there's a 2005 remaster deluxe version where there's 4 additional tracks, unfinished outtakes. There's one called Fella's Riff from the Nigerian guy,
okay,
and then a song called Unison, Double Groove, and Right Start.
interesting.
Unfinished outtakes from that recording session that you can now, if you want to add, if you want to buttress this with like some
Yeah,
from the record.
add something onto
You know
it
what I
and
mean?
check
Like
it.
we,
Yeah,
we don't have to listen to it all because I haven't heard it.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know
definitely.
how long they are. I mean, we could look.
And see
But,
what they're about.
So Fella's Riff, that's the guy, the Nigerian dude.
Those name was Fella like Cutie.
Fella Cutie, yeah.
I go with Fela Cutie.
Fela Cutie. I like Fela
So
Cutie.
It's F-E-L-A.
There's a 5-minute unfinished outtake track from the record called Fela's Riff.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, well, we can...
I mean, we
can maybe play it, but it's...
I'm just saying, like, hey.
For sure. Well, let's get a little conclusion on...
Well, real quick, I just want to
heard.
thank the Talking Heads, which is David Byrne, lead vocals, Jerry Harrison, keyboards and guitars, backing vocals, some percussion, Tina Weymouth, bass guitar, definitely driving, and Chris France, her husband, on drums and backing vocals.
Yeah, I mean, this album, it's a thinking album.
For sure.
It gets you thinking about a lot of things. And ironically, I had a thought and I just lost it.
It's one of those records where there's a reason why radio is going to play with the radio songs, and streaming is going to give you the top whatevers. But when you really, and the whole point again, coming back to doing these album breakdowns, album nights, appreciating what the artists have put together. When you hear it in its full context and you get to hear these songs, it's very personal. This is a headphone album, but all the albums are like that. You're not going to hear a whole album played on the radio for a good reason. You have to take the time to go and do it.
Yeah.
And when you do, there's a reward there.
Absolutely.
If you have the time in your life, everyone's got busy lives, but if you have an opportunity at some point, take an album, put your headphones on, do what you got to do to
Get
relax,
lost in it,
and listen to what these artists have put together for you.
This one's 40 minutes.
Exactly.
You can find 40 minutes
Yeah.
in your life.
Yeah.
And that thought kind of actually came back to me. It's like, this album had a very much of like a nature feel to it, and be part of nature, and you're here. It's once in a lifetime that you get to be here and a part of it, because when you kind of look back at history, no one looks at this came out in 1980, which at this point in time is 45 years ago, right? And you're like, wow, that's a long time ago. But when you start actually looking back at history, people look at not just 45 years ago. You're talking like in a certain period. It's usually like 100, 200, even 1,000 years span of like what actually happened. So whatever we're living in now, whatever we're doing now, like people aren't gonna be little moments that they dissect, but overall it's going to be a large piece of the puzzle. So since your life is just so small of that big piece, like just you need to kind of enjoy it, go with the flow, don't get so lost in the materialistic things, and just be yourself and roll with the river of life and enjoy.
Because that mountain will always be there.
The mountain will be there.
And we will not.
The ocean will be there. There will be a time where we won't, or few of us, or even if we are still here, it's going to be a completely different way of life, right? I mean, let's go back, like there's no way we used to live like we did in the medieval times and Greek periods. Like there's going to be a huge change. So how do you want to live in your moment? Do you want to live in the anxiety up to the, certain standards of life, or do you want to just try to just sit back and just and try to enjoy your little bit of time that you have here? So I think that's kind of like a big message I got out of this album, what they're trying to say.
Kind of puts things into perspective, and take a look around and feel the environment.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of this is like the environment.
Yeah.
The nature.
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature. Like I live in an area where there's a lot of palm trees, and I sit through my window sometimes and just look, and I see the crows flying overhead, and I see the wind blowing the leaves around, and you have to take that all in, man. Just understand your environment.
Yeah. Especially if they're fake planted palm trees.
I mean, it's a bush.
But in the end, it's a bush that's planted. But
it's rooted.
Yeah, it's been rooted.
Hey, so one of my favorite words.
I got fake plants and real plants in my house.
Yeah, I have to say,
and I like all of them.
Well, we live in a desert here in California. There's fake grass everywhere, but
So one of my favorite words is zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist, yeah.
It's just the period of time you live in.
Yeah.
But it's human period of the styles and the trends and all that stuff. So
yeah,
I like that word.
Zeitgeist. Yeah.
And, you know,
And
it's
the
still-
Earth will never have a zeitgeist because it's the Earth.
Well, it
It's
has a
just gonna keep
zeitgeist.
spinning.
It does, but it's
Human
the
made.
years are so much
yeah.
longer, right?
Yeah.
Like it's got its own.
For us, it's quick. For the Earth, been there, done that.
keeps on turning.
Just keep on going.
It keeps on turning.
Sure. It's like, sure.
Sure.
You guys now. Wait,
Yeah.
just wait.
Just wait.
Well, you won't be here, but I'll be here.
Yeah. Remember
Nice
when
try, humans.
Yeah. Remember there's mammoths and dinosaurs walking around here? Yeah. Wow. What an album.
Yeah.
Definitely
What
a
a-
thinking album.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I encourage everyone to take time for these kind of albums and really, really listen. And maybe not the entire album even, but you're not going to listen to Overload ever.
Yeah.
You know, but listen to it and
Yeah.
listen to the song that came before it and play those two songs together.
Yeah.
At least take the time to appreciate some of this album in some way that you wouldn't normally, because you're not going to hear it otherwise.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're trying to promote is
Yeah.
that, like, I'm not saying sit there all day, every day, listen to this whole album, but you
Yeah,
listen to it
exactly.
once or twice,
Yeah.
get through it, and then move on. Because obviously, right now we're talking over it, we're giving you stuff, but the point is to introduce you to it and for you to go out and then listen to it on your own, take your own thoughts on it, and from there, maybe find other albums to listen to, and
Exactly.
hit
Apply
that subscribe and like button. And so when the next one comes out, you can check out what
Apply
we're
the
listening
same principle to every artist,
Yeah.
Like just do this with all of it.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, honestly, when I first started to listen to this album, it felt like an hour and a half of listening. But then as I listened to it more and more, I got to know the songs.
Yeah.
Oh, I questioned
It
it.
really is a 40-minute plus album.
It's a gem.
But it's good, though. Like,
Yeah.
Each individual song is individual in its own right, but it all ties it together. Remain in light. Oh, I rhymed.
Hey.
Yeah, that was good. It takes on an actual feel of a full album. Like it's an album, song 1 through 8, deserves to be poured on the rocks, and that's why we listen to it. You want to try one of these other
Yeah,
jams
so
here?
I mean, there's
I'm sure I can look it up and.
going back to the luckiness of having streaming options. They do a 2005 remaster and throw a few outtakes on there, and you've got 4
why
more
not?
songs.
Why not? I have to dig. Deluxe version. First thing came up was
I
deluxe
mean, how cool is that?
version.
How cool is the album cover?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
You can see
there
their
you go.
faces, little masks on them. Okay, so yes, I see Fellas Riff,
Yeah,
Unison,
Fellas Riff.
Double Groove,
Yeah.
Right Start.
And I've never heard these.
Me neither. Just take Fellas Riff and go with it.
I mean, let's
Thrice.
just see.
Thrice never heard.
Thrice actually had a new
I'm
record
just saying
come out.
thrice, like me 3.
No, but it's funny.
I
because-
say, but yeah,
because
that's funny that you said that.
literally
I thought, oh,
today,
wait, I just saw that.
Friday the 13th, February 2026. Thrice just released a new song.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Twice. Ironically, I have 4 guys in their band.
Yeah.
They're pretty badass, too.
Here we go. Unfinished outtake.
Well, okay.
Guitar's going.
You're a little bucket head in there.
I was gonna say Grateful Dead. I got him in a drink.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Yeah, Bob Weir. I have to imagine this is them jamming, right? How they did the whole album, they jammed, and later on they looped and they created the songs from it. So this is just a jam that came out of it.
You know, I'm thinking now it's like What was David Byrne's input instrument-wise?
Yeah, because he played guitar, so I don't know.
Yeah, he originally was a guitarist, like, so.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not just the lyrics of obviously the vocal work, but he's in here doing something.
Yeah. A lot of times those guys, they're writing a riff to go with the melody kind of hears, and then you're kind of like, I feel something like this, but ironically at the same time, he also said, hey, whatever you guys come up with, I'm going to sing to.
They played Stratocasters, I think, too.
Oh, yeah.
Both of them, yeah. I could see why this is an outtake, though. Like, what can...
Yeah.
They probably couldn't really do much with this.
It's almost an example of probably what they did with the other songs, but
Yeah.
like stopped it for 4 bars. Okay, well, that's
Yeah,
good.
now let's loop it.
Let's loop that and I'll build on that.
Yeah.
But I do hear pork soda in here.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
100, dude.
So, I mean...
I never thought about that.
I gotta ask Lair, like, hey, which I will never see Lair, but like, hey, Lair, how about Talking Heads influence? You know what I mean? Like,
Very pork soda for sure.
for sure.
Right?
Unless this is King Crimson, Alex Bellou,
Adrian Belew.
Adrian Bellou. Sorry, I gotta look at the paper. Who jammed in? Because Primus is huge King Crimson fans.
Yeah.
I feel like he's on a pedal,
Yeah.
like an octave thing.
Yeah. And that's all like new technology,
wah-wah
right?
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 1980.
Yep.
Like post-disco, pre-new wave, just like what can we do? What can we do that's new?
Yeah, so I've read it's like a Roland synthesizer guitar, but Roland actually made Boss pedals, which Boss pedals are awesome, and they have all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, playing those chords.
But like, okay, next.
That was fun.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But again,
you didn't feel that way the entire album. That's the reason why this is an outtake.
Exactly.
but I think it does show the process, right? It just jam for however long.
It's the process.
And if it's a song that sticks and we can loop the pieces together, then we can make a song out of this. And this one it wasn't quite there.
That's like
I
producers, they play a big part, right? Like
Exactly.
Enos was like, yeah, that's cool, but like,
It's not vibing the rest of the album,
Yeah.
right? It's not, and they, again, there's so many bands that have like B-sides. It's like, well, why are they B-sides? Just like they recorded them, but they didn't make the album because they just felt it just didn't quite fit. So
Just not quite whatever yet.
so we could have had 10 songs, but we're gonna go with 8.
Yeah.
Right. That one's.
I think they made the
there,
right
just
choice.
Not
But
there.
who knows what else exists?
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
even to get the 9,
Yeah.
what those jam sessions were like,
For sure.
This took months and months over 2 studios.
Yeah.
Bahamas and Philippines. They were all, like literally around the world.
Yeah.
Drawing inspiration in the studio. I mean, let's say it was 100 hours for 90 minutes of work. It was probably way more than that. You know what I mean? Like weeks and months of musical work
Yeah. Because again, you gotta then
to create
you gotta
a
loop
40
and edit
minute
and
40
put it in.
minute album.
And again, they were fortunate enough to be a big band. They had the money, the resources to
and the
do all this
time
stuff.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
That's their job, right? That's their
Yeah.
job, and the record company is like, go do this,
Yeah.
and I think that's
and taking a risk.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like we know the end result because it's been that long. But like in the moment,
Yeah.
think about what it takes for a big band to change their entire way of them making records.
For sure.
To do this together, and then create something that ended up being one of the most iconic things ever.
Yes. And again, I think that's
Their
why.
magnum opus.
Yeah. And then going, I don't know, maybe this will work. Maybe everyone's gonna hate it.
But I'm sure the producers flew down and checked out a little bit of the rough stuff that's happening, and they're kind of like, guys, we need a once in a lifetime.
There's some head.
We
there,
need
yeah.
a little once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
So and that's why they.
Yeah.
But again, back to the conversation. Once in a lifetime fits perfectly
Perfect.
in with this. But I'm sure the producers were like, "Hey guys, just take one song and ease up just a pinch on the."
I mean, that very well should have been there.
instrumental,
But
so-
as far as I can tell, the research and the reading and like interviews and like there's a lot of stuff. You can, and by the way, go to YouTube and start Remain in Light interviews and
Yeah.
there's stuff from Brian Eno back in 1983 about the album. And I really don't feel like Once in a Lifetime was something that any studio was telling them to do.
It was kind of like forced.
I think it was just that great of a song that was created from these
Just
sessions.
kinda came out of it.
That happened to be a really great
Then
song.
after like, "Hey, we got
Yeah.
one."
I don't think it was
Like,
forced.
yeah,
in other
we've
words.
got one.
I don't
Yeah.
think any of this was forced. That's,
Exactly.
That's why I
I
hope
think
it was fun
I
for
think
them
it was
to
a
record.
happy accident that they created Once in a Lifetime.
I got something here in my notes on that, and let me see. It was something about obviously the whole album as a whole didn't take off. It wasn't well perceived at first, but then it obviously gained some ground. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Sorry, I know I got it here.
Well, Curtis Blow was a big influence on getting this album off the ground because of all the hip hop and rap that was coming out. And like I said, they just want to stay relevant, remain in light.
Remaining Light. So I found it. It's not as great as I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't a huge hit at first. The album peaked only at number 19 in the U.S., but over time it became a critical masterpiece or a
Magnum opus.
fixture on greatest albums ever list, ranked high by Rolling Stone and Pitchfork. So
And that brings me back to a thought I've always had about music, where sometimes it takes time to really appreciate songs.
or to
Like, sometimes you're
marinate.
expected to like a music because it might be a band that you love,
Yeah.
and they come up with a new record, and you're like, oh man, I don't know. Like one listen through, and you're like, and then next you know, like 3-4 years go by, and you go back to that album and you listen to it, and you have that kind of private moment with it,
Yeah,
and you're like, all of a sudden, you're like, whoa, wait a second, what was I doing this whole time?
For
This
sure.
is great.
Stands the
It
test
just
of time,
takes-
right?
Yeah, I
Sometimes
see
it
what
just
you're doing.
takes time
Yeah.
for music to really get it.
And
Yeah.
really,
You
the
know?
best things in life are instant gratification, right?
Yeah.
It's
I think everyone's waiting for like immediate, right? If it doesn't
Yeah.
get me in like the first 10 seconds, then I'm over it.
yeah.
You need a better attention span.
Well, what's a good, barbecue? Takes time. What's a good whiskey?
Exactly.
Takes time.
Aged.
What's good wine? Aged. It's got to age a little bit. It's got to
Marinate.
let it marinate.
Marinate, yeah.
Sit in the brain a little bit.
100%.
If it's that quick, then maybe it's going to come and go.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something that takes a while to sit in the brain and get there and really lock itself in. It's not going away. It's here to stay.
all right. So it's now Valentine's Day.
Oh wow!
Hey.
Happy Valentine's Day, guys.
Hey,
Yes.
Valentine's Day. Hey, it's that time of year. That's it. Mom and Dad got married 50 years ago
Oh wow.
On
50.
Valentine's Day?
on Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
They
Beautiful.
Valentine's Day. Yeah,
The name thing.
yeah. That anything. I think it's all right.
Pete and Flo.
Yeah,
Pete and Flo.
Pete and Flo, 50 years ago. So happy anniversary to them.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
50 years. Unbelievable. All right, that's it. I think we concluded. We got this album. Again, if you like what you're hearing, we ask you to subscribe because, as you can tell, it's sometimes a month, maybe 2 months before we put something out. So you want to get that heads up that we've actually have released something. We are working fathers. We've got busy schedules, and we try to do what we can. We love what we do, and we want to put out as much as we can. So just subscribe, so when we come out with something new, you're alerted and you know. But on that note, we thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Good night.
everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed.
Right into the sunset, get the undertaker measures for no one.
Don't need that. We're right here.